constitutionality. Now, I said that to say this. I'm nobody special, okay? Now, the position that I hold is an important position, and I understand that. But me personally, I'm nobody special. I'm just a person who has opinions like everybody else and has convictions like everybody else. Now, a month later, my wife, we're sitting around somewhere, and she shows me an article from Breitbart. It says President Trump has quietly reached out to all these different groups and says he has pulled support for red flag laws. Okay? I don't know. I don't know if what we said, those 5 or 6 of us in that room, what we said had a major impact on that decision. But the timing is awful funny, isn't it? So here's what I do know. There are 190 sheriffs from across the country stand up in one unified voice that represent a wide swath of people, ethnicities, backgrounds, races, religions, everything like that. When 190 of us stand up in one unified voice and say, we will not do this. And the people that we represent can count on us for that. That sends a message that is loud and clear. Okay, so my piece of encouragement for you is this. We can make a difference. Every one of us in this room can make a difference. We can make a difference by getting involved. We can make a difference by contacting our local representatives, our state representatives, our federal representatives, and voicing our opinion. I asked, I think one of the aides in Senator Bozeman's office, I said, how many phone calls does it take before the senator starts saying, maybe I ought to rethink my position on this, or maybe I should strongly support this, or whatever the case may be. And he said, you know, you're going to be surprised, it takes only about 6 phone calls. 6 phone calls. You think across the state of Arkansas or the state of Oklahoma, how many people live in those states, and it takes 6 phone calls to get the senator's attention. That tells me we're not nearly involved enough. But we should be, because you can make a difference. We can all make a difference by getting involved. So my encouragement for you is we can make a difference. Here's my challenge to you, and then I'll be done. My challenge to you is this. We need to stand up for what's right. We need to stand up for our convictions. But in order to do that, first we have to have them, don't we? We have to have convictions. We have to know what we stand up for. And the second thing is, if we're going to stand up for that, we need to know why we stand for it. We probably need to have an argument to back up why we stand there. In this case, our argument's pretty strong. It's a document that was written a little over about 200 years ago, right? And lays out what God has given us and that protects our citizens from. And that's government overreach. So we have to know what we stand for. You know, we've got to stand for it. We've got to stand strong for it. I think that can be done appropriately during appropriate situations. We can do it professionally, we can do it respectfully, but we have got to stand up. When our time comes, we've got to stand up and we've got to stand strong on what we believe in. We don't have to back down, we don't have to be rude, we don't have to be any of those things, but we have got to stand when it is our turn to stand. I'll tell you, Allie and I had the privilege of being at the dinner last night and got to hear these 2 guys talk, and I'll tell you, this is we're here to honor these 2 guys today for doing exactly that, for standing strong for their convictions. And so I applaud them, I applaud each of you for being here, and God bless you and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. Did you all know that your sheriff in your county has more constitutional power than the President of the United States in your county? I've been telling people for years, the guy or the gal that we elect as sheriff is critical. That is the person who, when the government overreach becomes too much, that's the person who's supposed to stand between the overreach of the federal government or the state government and the people of his or her county. And on that note, I want to tell you, I was proud to support Sheriff Mike McCormick when he ran for sheriff of Garland County, and he's here today. He is our sheriff, so you need to know who he is if you don't already. And before he leaves today, be sure to get his cell phone number. We also have the Under-Sheriff, Jason Lawrence, here with us today. Thank you very much. I want you to know that drive-by shooting that happened at my place, this agency has been working really hard to nail down the bad guys. And it's a long, tedious process, and I know some of you have gotten impatient, and I texted Jason all that stuff. So where are we? Where are we on this? He said, Just patience, Jan, patience. So they are working on it. So great, guys, and thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. I would like to introduce you to our next guest, Don.